Welcome back to Midlife Awakening, the podcast where we face the messy reality of life and find the solid truth of faith. I want to start today with a few honest questions. Have you ever felt like you're carrying a suitcase full of rocks that only you can see? Do you feel guilty for being okay 1 minute and completely broken the next? Does the phrase, God has a plan, sometimes just make you want to scream? And if grief is a journey, how in the world do you keep walking when the path feels covered in fog? Grief is the uninvited guest that shows up at the door of our hearts. It's not only about losing a loved one, it can also be the quiet ache of a missed opportunity, the collapse of a long-held dream, or the painful end of a job or relationship. Today, we're not going to try to fix it, minimize it, or rush through it. We're going to give our grief a name, and more importantly, we're going to find out how to grieve with hope and discover the unexpected presence of God right in the middle of our biggest losses. In our 20s and 30s, we're taught to power through, to keep hustling, keep achieving, keep moving forward. But when grief hits us in midlife, it forces us to slow down. And honestly, that can feel like failure. Somewhere along the way, we pick up the lie that being spiritually mature means we should have immediate peace, that if our faith is strong enough, we won't feel so broken. But the Bible tells a different story. The shortest verse in Scripture says so much. Jesus wept. The Son of God, who knew resurrection was coming, still took time to stop, to mourn, and to enter into the pain of losing his friend Lazarus. If Jesus, who knew the ending, chose to grieve, then our tears are holy. They are not weakness. They are proof of love. Grief isn't the lack of faith. It's love with nowhere to go. The Bible actually gives us a way to express this pain. It's called lament. Half of the book of Psalms is lament. Raw, unfiltered, gut-honest prayers. Psalm 13 begins, "How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever?" Think about that. David, the man after God's own heart, cried out words that sound almost offensive to say out loud. And yet, God welcomed them. That's what lament is. Taking your honest pain directly to God instead of away from Him. You don't need to tidy it up. You don't need to edit yourself. You don't need to pray in polite, churchy language. Grief needs room to breathe, and lament is the invitation. And where is God in all of this? Right beside you. Paul calls him the Father of mercies and God of all comfort, who comforts us in all our affliction. He doesn't send you comfort like a package in the mail. He is the comforter. He sits with you in the ashes. The deepest healing comes when you realize you are not grieving alone. So how do we move forward? When your heart feels shattered, even simple things like eating, sleeping, or showing up for work feel impossible. But little by little, God invites us to take steps. Here are 3 gentle, hopeful practices you can try. Write your own psalm of lament. Find a quiet space and write. Start with your complaint. Pour out your pain and don't hold back. Then write down what you still know to be true about God. Even if it's just one small thing like, God, you are faithful. End it with a simple request like, Lord, give me strength for today. This anchors your grief to God's presence and helps you structure the chaos inside your heart. You can anchor yourself to future hope. For Christians, grief is real, but it's not ultimate. Paul says in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, we do not grieve as others do who have no hope. This doesn't mean we ignore the pain. It means we remember pain has an expiration date. The resurrection of Jesus puts an end to death's final word. One day, every tear will be wiped away. Next, create a legacy ritual. Grief doesn't disappear. It's something we integrate. One way to do is to create a ritual that honors what you've lost. Maybe you start a tradition in memory of your loved one, or finish a project they cared about. Maybe you plant something, write something, or give in their honor. When it's the loss of a dream or season of life, you might choose to serve others walking the same road. Legacy rituals transform grief into something meaningful. Grieving with hope doesn't mean you'll suddenly feel better. It doesn't mean the ache goes away tomorrow. It simply means you are choosing to walk with God in it. You're not abandoning your sorrow. You're inviting Him to carry it with you. Friend, grief is not a detour. It's part of the story, even if it's a chapter we never wanted to read. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. Present with your pain. Present with your people. Present with God who is close to the brokenhearted. As we close, I want to leave you with a few questions to sit with this week. What pain are you trying to power through that you actually need to stop and feel? What is one raw, unedited question you need to bring honestly before God? And what small, hopeful step can you take this week to honor the love behind your grief? If today's episode brought you even a small measure of comfort, I encourage you to share it with a friend who might be hurting. You never know how much a simple invitation can mean. And if you've been blessed by Midlife Awakening, please take a moment to rate and review the podcast. It truly helps us spread this message of hope to more people searching for light in the dark. We'll be back next week to continue our journey together. Until then, be kind to yourself. Rest when you need to. And remember, you are deeply, deeply loved. God bless us all.